Namanda, 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 Namanda.
Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing?
Good. Thank you.
Good. My name is Tony Hale, and I would like to thank you for joining us today for this morning's Dharma family service. We begin this service with a moment of quiet sitting. Reverend Kuwahara will strike the bell, and we will sit for 1 or 2 minutes to quiet our minds and prepare to hear the Dharma. Then he will strike the bell again, and we will continue with the service.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
Reverend Kuwahara will now chant the Juni Rai, which is on page 67 of the Purple Service Book.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining today's service. So today, our sutra chanting is Junirai, and then so this is a kind of music note, and then So how to read this, bars, the music notes, you can find instructions on page 21. Page 21, you see the kind of position of bars, and then also music note A, G, E, D, C. So the Junirai begin with the bar, kind of middle bar, means the first pitch is E, and then E, and it goes up A. So I know for some people a little bit high, but this is how we read the music notes. And then with dot means two beats. So other thing is just a 1 beat, and then with the black dot means 2 beats. So this is the basic instructions of this Junirai chanting. So of course you are welcome to join sutra chanting following this middle part of each page, or you can silently follow the English translation at the bottom of each page. Okay. 主天人職業阿弥陀千両属尊在非未明安楽国無料武士主意念金色心情如戦のシャマタ行如造部両目上脈小蓮華古賀将来弥陀尊面前炎上如満月以降有如千日月小如天空くしら古賀将来弥陀尊観音頂戴観知宇治主十名相法将軍信福下道馬家馬古賀将来弥陀尊無微無空交渉上修徳経験女国小佐利益徳自在古賀将来弥陀尊十方妙門菩薩衆無料小魔女三段一生修上願力自古賀将来弥陀尊根体保険知承継前言症状梅大座お膝上如戦の古賀将来弥陀尊十方将来勝負師権限人図師安楽戦後尊厳上苦行古賀将来弥陀尊小無常無我と よ薬尿水眼伝よろ一種説法無名寺古が将来見出そう非尊仏説無悪名薬無女人なく道夫主任死神教悲尊古が将来見出そう非尊無料法勉強無所主悪知識往生不大志菩提古が将来見出そうが説非尊苦毒寺修善無変如海水小逆前後小上者摂取上小非公アマンダブアマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブ神にしく毒平等性祭道本菩提心往生安楽ナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブ
Please rise, if you are able, to follow along with the Gatha Nembutsu, which is on the handout. Please then remain standing for the reading of the Golden Chain 2. I will now recite the Golden Chain 2 on page 15 of the Purple Service Book. Please feel free to follow along. Golden Chain 2. I am a link in the Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in the Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. You may be seated. We will now have a Dharma message by Reverend Kuwahara.
Good morning, everyone. Before I start my Dharma message, I would like to read this passage, how to listen to a Dharma message. So if you can, please put your hands together in Gassho. How to listen to a Dharma message. I listen as if I were hearing the Dharma for the first time. I listen as if the teaching were spoken just for me. I listen as if this were my last opportunity to hear the Dharma. In Japanese, 弔問の心得。この度のこのご縁は初事と思うべし。この度のこのご縁は我一人のためと思うべし。この度のこのご縁は根性最後と思うべし。ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏。Again, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for attending today's service. So today, as some of you received the announcement, no Dharma school. Thank you very much for coming today. So usually we have more kids with Dharma school students. But so this March, how many Sundays we have? 5. I think this year March has 5 Sundays. And then we have so many things. And then the last Sunday of March, we plan to have a high school Dharma service. So that's why maybe it's nice to give a one Sunday break to Dharma school students. So today, this Sunday, Dharma school has a break. Yeah. The last Sunday, please remember a high school student will lead a service. So please come and enjoy their service. So today only one message, and then I am going to give just one Dharma message today, and then a little bit geared toward for adult. ごめんなさい, sorry. So this is a quote for my Dharma message from Venerable Shinran, who is the founder of our school, Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. So let me read this hymn poem. So if you can, again, please put your hands together in Gassho. The light of Amida Buddha's compassion illumines us from afar. It is taught those who receive the light attain the joyous appreciation of the Dharma. Take refuge in Amida Buddha, the great consolation. In Japanese, 自己をはるかにかぶらしめ、光の至るところには、法気をうとぞ述べたもう。大安にを奇妙せよ。ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏。 Okay, so last week, one afternoon, I had the opportunity to offer bedside service for a woman who was about 90 years old. When I arrived at the house, I was guided to a room surrounded by big, large windows. The woman was resting quietly in her bed. She was no longer able to speak or communicate, and her consciousness seemed very faint. But what impressed me most was the light in the room. Because of the skylight and then the large windows, the entire room was filled with gentle and beautiful light. As I looked at her, it felt as if she was softly embraced by the sunlight. And the scene stayed in my heart. So after chanting the sutra, I shared a short reflection with the family and her, hoping she was listening as well. I said, the light of the Buddha is like the light of the sun. As you know, the sun shines on everything equally. It shines on people, shines on animals, plants, mountains, rivers, and the ocean. It doesn't choose who deserve its light. No matter who we are, we all receive the light and the warmth of the sun. In the same way, the compassionate light of the Buddha shines on all beings equally. Even at the end of life, when a person becomes weak with age and then can no longer speak, the person is still embraced by the compassionate light of the Buddha. So the woman resting quietly in the bed was also embraced by the light of the Buddha. That is a kind of short reflection I shared with the family and then also her. When we think about religion, many teachings say that the human beings must make some effort to reach God or sacred being. People are told that they must practice, right, or purify themselves, or become worthy in order to approach the divine. But if that is the case, what about people who are too old to practice? What about the people who are sick? What about the people who are unconscious? So Amida Buddha is different. In the Jodo Shinshu Buddhist tradition, we do not try to reach the Buddha. Rather, Buddha, although behind the screen, but rather the Buddha reaches us. So we do not struggle to be accepted. Amida Buddha already accepts us. Amida Buddha is the one who calls to us and works toward us. So now I'm showing the picture of statue because it's behind the screen. Sorry, Amida Buddha. So many of us may not have had a chance to look closely at the statue inside the altar. Maybe December we have a temple cleanup. That's the maybe only chance you could go up the altar and then take a closer look. Yeah. But if you look carefully at the statue of Amida Buddha, especially in the Jodo Shinshu or many Pure and Buddhist tradition, you will notice something interesting. So the statue of the Buddha is leaning slightly forward. And then another thing is, if you also take a look at the feet, the feet are not standing straight together. One foot is slightly placed forward. Why is that? Why is that? So it shows the movement or action. It shows Amida Buddha is about to step forward. So Amida is not just standing afar and then waiting for us to come closer. So rather, this Buddha, Amida, is always moving toward us. Right? Even the posture of the statue expresses this message. So when we look carefully at the Buddhist art, we discover many teachings and the messages expressed through those details. So perhaps I can talk about them more another time. So next week we will observe spring Ohigan equinox day service. And then Reverend Dr. Ken Tanaka will be our guest speaker. So I hope many of you will come to listen to his Dharma messages. So that time Dharma school message and the adult message. And in Japanese Buddhism, we observe Ohigan service twice a year during the spring and the autumn equinox, which is very unique to Japanese Buddhist tradition. And then the word Ohigan so means the other shore or that shore. In Buddhist thought, it is a realm of nirvana or Amida Buddha's pure land of purity. On the other hand, this world of suffering, many difficulties, challenges, is called Shigan. That is this shore. So this kind of dualistic or dichotomy is a one kind of idea, basic idea of Buddhism or pure and Buddhist tradition. So our one goal of Buddhism is a revelation from samsara, this world of challenging suffering. So people often imagine we must cross from this shore to the other shore. And then the equinox day, as you know, is the day when the day and night are equal in length. And then because it is a day of balance, it becomes a time to calm down our mind and then send our thought to the peaceful world of nirvana or pure land. But here we should remember something important. As I earlier said, Amida Buddha or Pure Land always reaching out to us. Buddha or Pure Land reaching out to us. So this means Pure Land or Amida is not simply a distant place or figure that we must reach out with our own efforts. Amida is always working towards us, always calling to us, always shining a light on us, always embracing us, anytime, anywhere, no matter who we are. So when we come to the temple, and then at the temple we chant sutras, and then listen to the Dharma, it may feel easy to remember the Buddha or feel Buddha. But how about in our everyday lives? We quickly forget. When our mind is filled with anger, desires, or selfish thought, we are not thinking about the Buddha or the Dharma. Right? Even though we are Buddhist, the time we spend forgetting the Buddha is much, much longer than the time we remember Buddha or Buddha Dharma. Yet there is a Buddha who never forgets us, right? Who never stops for us. Not even a single moment. Amida Buddha continues to care for us and then works for us without stopping. Perhaps we should understand the Ohigan service, equinox day service, as a reminder of the Buddha or working, from directed to us. So by the way, do you know how long I have been serving as a supervising minister this temple, Berkeley Buddhist Temple? Many years. Many years, a kind of good answer. I started January 2018. January 2018, already, 6 years. So I have received the privilege of serving this temple. And then during these years, I have had opportunities to offer bedside services. I feel grateful that I sometimes, invited to visit people shortly before they pass away. This is because ideally, a bedside service in our tradition, held during the person's lifetime to express gratitude for having encountered the Dharma, and then for being able to live a life with the Buddha Dharma. It's a kind of last occasion to express gratitude, appreciation. That is the basic meaning of Makuragyo, bedside service in our tradition. But I know it is difficult to tell when to die, so that's why usually Makuragyo service after people passed away. But ideally, it's nice to have before we pass away. So some people during these bedside services, they joined their perms together in Gassho, and then they completed their lives expressing deep gratitude, which is really beautiful. From the ways they faced the end of life, I learned what it means to live a life guided by the Buddha or Dharma. So in the Jodo Shinshu tradition, faith is called shinjin in Japanese, and then sometimes translated as an entrusting heart, entrusting ourselves to the working embrace of Buddha. And then as a synonym, we also use the word anjin. Anjin. So that means a settled mind or peaceful mind or relieved mind. When we live our lives together with Amida Buddha or Buddha Dharma, we can face the greatest challenges in life, the end of life, separation, without a panic or without fear. So for us, especially Jodo Shinshu Buddhist tradition who live with Amida Buddha, death is not just darkness. Death is not complete separation. Rather, it is a condition through which we leave this world of delusion, samsara, and then begin a new life as a Buddha. Because we discover the meaning of life and death within the light of Amida Buddha's wisdom, we can live with a settled mind. The guidance of Amida is not only about death. There are many different teachings of Buddhism, Buddha Dharma, when we come to the temple. So such as the Four Noble Truths, Six Paramita, dependent origination, impermanence, emptiness, right? All those teachings, Buddhist guidance, gives us a new ways to look at our everyday lives, events in our life. Buddhism does not promise miracles, that removes suffering, challenges. Instead, through the wisdom of the Buddha, the guidance of Buddha Dharma, we receive the strength. We develop new self, right? And then through this wisdom, even difficult experiences can gain deeper meaning and then become an important part of our life. So Amida Buddha continues to work so that each of us may live meaningful life. When we receive the continuous working of Amida Buddha, or when we hear the calling of Amida Buddha, with the ears of our heart. And then our response naturally becomes Nembutsu, Namandabutsu, Namandabutsu, Namamidabutsu, our recitation of Buddha's name. So let me show you something. So they are like wind chimes. So I brought one here today. So, can you see? So when the wind or air flow blows, this wind chime, they create beautiful sound, right? But we cannot see, our eyes, we cannot see the wind or the air of flow of the air. Even though the wind, is invisible, it has a power to move the bell and then create a sound. So in the same way, the light of Amida Buddha and the working of the Pure Land reach us in many, invisible ways, in many different visible, invisible ways. And then when we receive that working in the power of Amida, the sound of Nembutsu naturally arises from our mouth. So may we continue to live meaningful and grateful lives together with the Nembutsu Buddha Dharma guidance of Amida Buddha. So this is my Dharma message for today. So this passage, Shinran Shonin, Venerable Shinran, expressed the importance or kind of gratitude, appreciation of the encountering this, great guidance of Amida Buddha. So let me read this hymn one more time and then conclude my Dharma message for today. So if you can, please put your hands together in Gassho. The light of Amida's compassion illumines us from afar. It is toward those who receive the light, attain the joyous appreciation of the Dharma. Take refuge in Amida Buddha, the great consolation. In Japanese, 自己をはるかにかぶらしめ、光の至るところには、放棄をうとぞ述べたも、大安にを決め合わせよ。ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏。Thank you very much. And then, so now we have a more relaxed time. So we usually have this like an exchange time. After my, I give a Dharma message, I have a time to receive comment and a question from each of you. And then today I made some kind of not improvement, addition, for you to easy to kind of share your thoughts or ask questions. I kind of put some points of my Dharma message for today. Of course, you can raise your hand, share your thoughts, or ask your question. But maybe these are the kind of points my Dharma message. So maybe 5 minutes or so. If you have any questions or comments, please raise your hand and then share them with us. Yes, please.
A lot we hear about how there are like how everything's like interconnected and how there isn't really any true difference between different things. How do we think of that in terms of like this shore versus like the other shore? Like there's kind of a dichotomy there that I feel like we don't usually see. So it's kind of like wondering like how they're connected.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so in Buddhism, we talk about, interconnectedness, dependent origination. So we talk about the connection. And then my understanding of question is, how about this, this shore, the other shore, Sahar, and then samsara, and then nirvana, are they really connected or something totally different? So maybe, so thank you very much. This is a very important question, especially when think about Buddhist cosmology or worldview. So, Okay. 何がいいかな? So, yeah, this is very important question. So, when I have wife Hitomi-san. When we married, that is March 2000. Oh, this month, this anniversary month. So end of March is our anniversary. And then when we had a wedding, my advisor of graduate school came as a main guest, and then he gave a Dharma message, a kind of Buddhist message during the wedding reception. And then he talks about you can be a husband because of her, and then talking to her, you can be wife because of him. So a husband cannot exist by itself, and then wife cannot exist by itself either, right? Do you know what I mean? So when we say, husband can be possible because of existence, so-called wife, and then wife can be possible, so-called because of the existence of husband, right? So this is a kind of basic idea of interdependence or dependent origination, right? Everything can exist, can be originated, or can exist because of the relationship or connection with other things. So this is a very basic idea of interconnectedness or dependent origination, right? Then how do we think about this, Pure Land and then this world samsara? So one idea is because of this suffering in this world, because of our suffering, this Buddha came into being. The Buddha Dharma came into being, right? Because if we are living a happy life without any suffering, challenges, issues, no point of Buddha existing or providing a guidance, right? So in other words, the existence of Pure Land is the proof we are suffering. Because of us, this Buddha came into being, established the vow, and then established the Pure Land, so that to solve, to remove all our difficulties. So in that sense, so-called Pure Land exists by itself. No, because of us, this Pure Land came into being. And then because of us, or living a life of suffering, Amida Buddha came into being, right? So if we think in that way, Buddha or Amida is not something of her. Always, with us, with our suffering, with our tears, and then tries to embrace, give us a guide. So in that sense, Buddha or Pure Land is inseparable from us, right? So if we, in the Pure Land Buddhist tradition, there are many stories, narratives. Sometimes people think, Sensei, that sounds kind of fairy tale. Come on, this is the 21st century, science so developed. Nobody believes in that kind of, fairy tale or imaginary story. No. So Pure Land Buddhist tradition, all stories, narratives, talking about this guy. So there are, 3 lines of how to listen to the Dharma. Listen as if, the teaching is just spoken just for me. So our practice, especially for Pure Land Buddhist tradition, Pure Land Buddhists, our practice is dive into all those stories, narratives, symbolisms in the Pure Land Buddhist tradition, and then find yourself in those stories, right? All those stories, narratives, not separated from our existence, our everyday life, our suffering. Because of me, all those stories, symbolisms came into beings. So in other words, we need to find why this Buddha established this Pure Land, why Pure Land Buddhism provide all those stories. And then once you can find yourself in those stories, then kind of new horizons of Pure Land Buddhism kind of open, just in front of you. And then you can go deeper and deeper of this teaching, and then grab the true meaning of this wonderful teaching. But this saying, so it's kind of challenging, kind of tricky teaching too, because it sounds totally kind of off, imaginary story. But please challenge all those stories, symbolisms, and then find a deeper meaning. Go beyond all those symbolisms, kind of deep in, no, not just talk at the surface, go dive into the depth of pure and Buddhist tradition. ありがとうございます。Okay, I think, yeah, ありがとうございます。Thank you very much. So, this is my Dharma message and the Dharma session today. If you have any other comments and questions, then I'll be at the social hall after the service. Then let's enjoy our conversation. Okay, ありがとうございました。はい。So, I think this is it. で、はい。じゃあ、トニーさんよろしく。お願いします。Thank you. はい。
Thank you so much, Reverend Kuhar, for that beautiful Dharma message. How grateful we are to be reminded of Amida Buddha's unconditional embrace. And I know how much the Sangha appreciates your opening up for questions and different challenges. So we thank you for that. Please rise now, if you are able, to follow along with the Gatha, All Things Come and Go, which is on another handout. Thank you so much, Amiko-san. You may now all be seated. We would like to welcome our guest, Alistair. Alistair, if you could please stand and wave. Welcome to our service. Great to see you there. So we will now read the announcements that have been submitted, beginning with online meditation and discussion, which is scheduled for Wednesday, March 18th at 7 p.m. The sign-up link is on our website, and we encourage you to sign up. The Spring Ohigan Potluck and Musical Memories by Grateful Crane Ensemble. We will have our potluck after the Ohigan service on March 22nd. Please join if you are able. Also, please check with your Toban chair for your lunch offering and tasks. After the potluck, at 12:30 in the Hondo, Grateful Crane performs some of your favorite tunes from classic Broadway musicals. All right. The show was written by Shoji Kashiwagi and Mrs. Sadako Kashiwagi's son. Please join us if you are able. No RSVP is required. Again, that is on March 22nd after the service. BBT Dharmanar is scheduled Thursday, March 26th at 6:30 p.m. The topic is Buddhism and aging, which is affecting all of us in different ways. The sign-up link is on the website. And now it is time for not now, but now we will talk about the Satsuki Bazaar. It is one day only. It is Sunday, May 17th from 11:30 to 5 p.m. So in the past, it used to be multi-day affair. Now it's just one day only on Sunday, May 17th. This year, you can find all the latest updates on our BBT Satsuki Bazaar website. The draft work schedule is out. Please respond by April 1st with any issues that prompts. Pre-order the barbecue steak dinner. So get on board with the barbecue steak dinner. See the website to reserve your steak dinner before May 13th. May 13th being the deadline for that steak dinner. There is a clean out sale. It is in the back of the social hall. There are items to take home through the end of March with optional donations gratefully accepted. The Bazaar fundraiser, we're committed to update appliances, facilities, and more. So if you're able, please see the website to donate. Everything is appreciated. Online silent auction. So the online silent auction team is already hard at work. If you have donations valued at $50 or more, please bring them to the office in the Old Temple before April 1st. The online site will be open on May 1st. So mark your calendars for May 1st when you can log into that online auction site. The bids will be accepted through Sunday, May 17th at 3 p.m. We will continue to provide updates, so please feel free to check the website for the latest as well. Finally, Jodo Shinshu Center parking will be available next Sunday, March 22nd. The gate will be open at 9 a.m. and will close at 9:30 a.m. sharp. So just slide your car in there. Please arrive during that period to take advantage of the JSC parking for the Sunday service. So thank you very much. Sensei?
Hi everyone, I'm Tara. I use she, her pronouns, and then right now I'm wearing my Berkeley Japanese American Citizens League hat. We're going to be having a joint event with the SU Berkeley Nikkei Student Union today at 1:30 p.m. in the social hall. It's going to be an opportunity to kind of make different types of art, like we're calling it activism through art. So here's a little example of something you could make. This is kind of like a luggage tag, but no address, just like kind of a message on there. And we'll also have the opportunity to make like posters, and we'll have a little bit on also how we can make sure we're safe when we're engaging civically. But yeah, so if you're interested, please join us. We'll have some light snacks. Yuki woke up really early to make some maki sushi, so thank you, Yuki. Yeah, so hope to see you there. If you have questions, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now I'd like to say thank you to all those who have made today's service possible. First, thank you, Tony, being a wonderful chairperson as usual. Thank you. And then thank you, Tara, for as a minister's assistant for assisting today's service. Thank you, Tara. Arigatou gozaimasu. And then thank you, live streaming team, for your help during today's live streaming service. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you. And then thank you, Emiko-san, for playing the beautiful piano gasa today. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. And then thank you, March monthly Toba monthly group, for helping with today's refreshment in the social hall, which is very important. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. So this concludes today's service. Thank you, everyone who joined the service today, in person and then virtually. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you very much.